All right, so here's part 2 of that 10 box buy that I did. Kind of interesting, the gentleman who actually sold me the boxes called me up the same day I posted the video and had 7 more boxes that he found in his storage unit. So he was kind enough to give me those as well. So it was actually a total of 17 long boxes for a whopping $100. The first pile of what I showed in the videos was probably the better of it, but there were some boxes that were just straight runs of Ultraverse or Plasm, a bunch of 90s titles that no one cares about, Image, early Image stuff, etc. But anyway, here's the remaining things I thought were kind of interesting. There was this Marvel Age, it's number 1. I left it out because I wanted to show that it had a fold-out cover. Also, it was kind of neat. I skimmed through this, and it looks like there's a self-contained story in here. Like Marvel Age eventually became just news, but this looks like it has a Secret Wars 2 story that goes through a pretty big chunk of the book. So that's kind of neat. This book here, Phoenix, The Untold Story. Just a cool book. I wanted to show that John Byrne cover fold out, so I left that open as well. And another book I really liked from my childhood was this Uncanny X-Men New Titans team up. This book also folds out. It's Walt Simonson. The one thing I wanted to point out, if you are on the market for this and you look for it, this happens a lot in this particular book. The centerfold detaches. I've had this book. I remember this happening even as a kid, and other books I've had of this throughout my lifetime as I picked it up. So it has a very loose bound centerfold. Keep an eye open on that if you do buy that. Then a couple things. So we got a Doom Patrol 1 here. X-Men Annual 14 with the cameo Gambit appearance. X-Men 266. This one overall is pretty clean. I was happy with that in there. Now, I was really hoping for a New Mutants 98 and 87, judging from the other books that were in this pile, that that seemed very likely to show up. But unfortunately, the New Mutants stuff that was in there just kind of danced around those numbers and seemed to miss them. Just like how that first Hulk in the run was the issue right after the Rocket Raccoon. Got X-Men 21. It's the first color Hellboy. Green Lantern issue 200. Justice League issue 250. Justice League issue 200. Justice League 185 with Darkseid on the cover there. Green Lantern 206. It's the first, I don't know if it's the first anything. It's just Kilowog fighting Black Hand. I actually thought this was kind of cool. There was I found some books in the last issue of the series. So instead of spotlighting on Wonder Woman 1, here was Wonder Woman 329, the final issue. This cover I just thought was kind of cool. I like Superman and Shazam when they're on the cover together. So it's an annual number 3 Superman and Shazam DC Comics presents. Wolverine 55, Deadpool cover. 154, Deadpool cover. The final issue of The Flash here, number 350. I'm not a big fan of Carmen Infantino, so whatever. There's a Punisher kills the Marvel Universe. Got a Thanos quest. Oop, there they go. Star-Lord magazine. Probably reprint some of his early stuff. I haven't peeked in there yet. Dark Claw. And Spider-Man 410 with Carnage on the cover. Let me move this stuff and we'll see what else we got. Okay, so this, I just snagged these out in case people were looking for any Apocalypse tie-in things. These are the Age of Apocalypse stories. It's Cable 77. I got an X-Men 96 here. 95. Uncanny X-Men 378. This cover I like, 377, with Apocalypse defeating Phoenix on the cover. 376. Wolverine 147. And 146. Then there was a full run of Infinity Gauntlet in there. So I'm not going to bother flipping through each issue again, since in previous videos we already looked at Infinity Gauntlet runs. I got early Deadpool appearance, just X-Force 11, Venom Lethal Protector 1, Spider-Man 2099, got 2 shiny red covers, just a Venom cover, Spider-Man 347, first Tim Drake, Batman 442. Just like the Jubilee book, I have so many of this. It's X-Men 282, First Bishop. That's why I'm happier with like books like this than some of these first appearances. After a while, it just gets so, like, it's neat when you first get it, and then after a while, it becomes repetitive. But Suicide Squad final issue, number 50, one of the earlier runs. Some of the Doomsday appearances. This book I have a fair amount of also, but I don't think I had any in third print, so I'm actually happier it's a third print than a first print. Second print on Superman Adventures. I didn't have this book, so I was happy to find this one too, Speeding Bullets. Superman Batman amalgamation there. Got a Thanos 1. And for any of you that don't know, this book is the first time Sonic the Hedgehog's in print. It's in an advertisement, though, in the middle of the comic. Pretty much sells for nothing. It's still like a couple $1 book. I'm not a big fan of first appearance as an advertisement, but I will more than likely just stick this back in the Justice League Europe run that's in that box and figure out what to do with that. An X-Force 15, Deadpool on the cover. Jim Lee X-Men's 4 and 5, first Omega Red. Got a first War Machine here, Iron Man 282. It's actually pretty clean. Some more Thanos Quest books. I think this book here, Adventures of Superman 466, is the first cyborg Superman. Got the earliest, one of the earlier Guardians when the Jim Valentino was doing it in the 90s, number 1. I was going to show you a couple more things. Bear with me for a second. So I stumbled on this Marvel 1991 annual report. So at one time in the 90s, you could buy Marvel stock. And this is the report they'd send out to tell you how your stocks are doing. But, you know, they had good old 90s style art in there. Comics, you know, exclusive to the stock report. It's part of the incentive to sign up, I think, at the time, too. And how quickly your income could rise if you bought Marvel. Then this Marvel Mania Hollywood, for a while over in California on the City Walk, they had a restaurant, a Marvel restaurant. We actually went there when they opened up, and this is the menu from that place. It was very flashy. It was like Rainforest Cafe, but like eating inside a pinball machine. But again, you know, the menu's all set up like a comic. So just kind of a neat novelty. And if you watched my last video, you remember I talked about digging up those guys for Predaking. So I did dig up the other, you know, all 5 pieces. So tomorrow or the next day, I'll go through and open up these guys and build Predaking, and we'll take a look at him together. Also, for any of you in the Transformers, especially the Masterpiece ones, I was going to point out this guy. His name's Quake Wave. He's really obviously Shockwave, but I think I'll try to get him some shelf space too. But this guy's awesome, and if you bought like Soundwave or Megatron or any of those guys in the past, this guy's the same size as the Masterpiece ones, full die-cast metal, lights up, awesome, just a great figure. So hopefully we'll find some shelf space in the next day for that guy too. Anyway, thanks for listening to me ramble on, and I will talk to you guys soon. Have a great Christmas. I hope you guys get some exciting things, and continue posting some of those awesome videos on YouTube. Take care, guys.